Galaxy, they knocked out Chivas, so that was also...
Wait, LAFC isn't in the tournament anymore? They're out?
LAFC is out?
Yeah, they're out. Chivas.
Oh.
Didn't promote this El Tráfico
I was
very
like,
well.
I see the joke now. I was like, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they're not. Let's whip around some other Leagues Cup results, and then we'll hit a couple of other news items, and then get on out of here. Does that sound good now?
Let's do it.
Okay. One funny thing that happened in the group stage is that CF Monterrey got grouped, and they fired their coach, which CF Monterrey, I'm pretty sure about this. If anyone out there has a different stat on it, correct me if I'm wrong. But they have the most expensive roster, I believe, out of anyone in either league. They have the most money behind their roster of anyone in this tournament, and they got grouped.
Maybe not Inter Miami, but
I mean, I don't know. We'd have to look that up. They might be more expensive than Inter Miami too, but either way, they're among the highest spending teams competing and got grouped and fired their coach. And I think my takeaway from that is that, we were debating on the last show how much the Liga MX teams cared about this tournament. I think that kind of shows that they are taking it seriously to some extent if getting grouped results in a coach firing. I'm sure there's more context to it from that. And but the Liga MX teams are not that far into their season to where I would think that firing a coach would be on the table. So I don't know. Maybe they care more about it than we were giving credit for. But also, I just think it's funny that that happened because they were a team that I think a lot. I mean, I picked them to go really far when I filled out my bracket, obviously. So surprise result and a coach firing. The Galaxy, who we just talked about, they knocked out Chivas. So that was also...
Wait, LAFC isn't in the tournament anymore? They're out?
LAFC is out?
Yeah, they're out. Chivas.
Oh, Chivas.
I didn't know that they didn't promote this El Tráfico very well.
I see the joke now. I was like, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they're not. Chivas de Guadalajara knocked out by the LA Galaxy on penalties. So that was another good result for MLS. I would say that the trend we were talking about of MLS teams dominating has evened out a little bit. And I think the Liga MX teams, one factor we didn't talk about on the last show that I've seen brought up that I think actually might be a contributing factor is the fact that these teams are very early in their season, and you're not really we always talk about when MLS teams are in Champions Cup, they have that same disadvantage where they're just starting their season and getting fitness and playing against teams that are mid-season. That's sort of the situation that the Liga MX teams are in with this tournament. And I do think, having watched enough Champions Cup in my life to say that does have an effect. And I think that's a reason to think that as we get further into the tournament and they're able to get more reps, more games in, and get more fit, you're probably going to see the results even out quite a bit. That's my prediction. Last night I was covering the games, and there was a couple good ones.
Oh, this one was good.
FC Cincinnati scored 4 goals in about 10 minutes on NYCFC, who were up 2-0 at the time. And this was a fun little novelty because, did you see this? All 4 Cincy goals were scored by subs.
Yeah.
Pat Noonan,
he
freaking cooked. That's got to be the greatest high as a coach. You make 4 subs and they all score to win you the game in a 10-minute span. He's probably just been flying high ever since that game ended. I watched his post-game interview, and I don't know if it had fully hit him yet how hard he cooked on that. But that will probably never happen to him again in his career. He's got to savor that one. But it was also a pretty catastrophic meltdown by NYCFC, who they were right on the precipice of taking a big win against Cincy at TQL.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts of this game was New York City FC tweeted they don't stand a chance with a photo of one of their new striker signing. I don't even know his name. When they were up 2-0, and then they proceeded to not stand a chance themselves.
That's
and
tough.
Lost.
I hadn't seen that tweet.
Yeah.
That's always tough.
That's a tough scene. I can't lie.
The Colorado Rapids game against Club Leon was really good. It was 1-0, and it was kind of popping off late. It was one of those situations where Club Leon was kind of hanging on to a lead for dear life, and the Rapids were really chasing the equalizer. 97th minute, literally like last play of the game, right before it ended, the Rapids get the equalizer. It was Keegan Rosenberry to Rafael Navarro to tie it. And then Zach Steffen, who has taken a lot of criticism this year. He was a big-time signing, at least name value-wise, for the Rapids that had not really been performing up to the level of his the last time he was in MLS when he won defender or goalkeeper of the year and then got transferred to Manchester City and loaned out a bunch of times. But he really hadn't been living up to what they thought they were getting when they made that signing. But he was a beast in this shootout. The game-winning save that he made, it's pretty rare that you see this. The guy hit it to Zach Steffen's left, and he laid out to save it and like caught it. Like it didn't deflect.
That's
he
kinda
saved it
sick,
so
yeah.
good that he literally caught it. So the Rapids, they got smoked 4-0 by the Timbers in their last game. Didn't have Georgi Mihailovic for that game. They do have him back now. So the Rapids are they're an interesting little squad. Like honestly, as much as the Zach Steffen signing has underwhelmed, the Georgi Mihailovic one is arguably one of the like top 2 or 3 best signings any team made, and I don't even think that's an exaggeration. Like they built their whole thing is built around him, and he's just been like racking up stats, and they have a pretty inconsistent offense, I would say, but it's like when it looks good, it looks pretty damn good, and Georgi Mihailovic is a big reason for that.